We recently joined a handful of journalists from across North America in Texas to sample the Boulevard, and as we learned, the old saying, "everything is bigger in Texas," is sometimes true. At the heart of this beast is what Suzuki claims to be the most powerful production cruiser in the world. This 54-degree fuel-injected V-twin with its massive big-as-your-fist pistons, inverted 46mm front fork, and 310mm dual disc brakes are said to have been created in the same lab from the same DNA as Suzuki's racetrack-dominating 05 GSX-R 1000. And then there's the M109R's mighty rear wheel. Can you say Dunlop 240 rubber? That sounds more like a racetrack figure. This puppy may not be totally racetrack ready, but it sure hauls. Just ask the owner-editor of Canadian Biker Magazine, Mr. Len Creed. When we finally caught up with him for lunch in Lukenbach, Texas, he was grinning from ear to ear.
So Len, it's been an absolutely glorious morning so far for riding. What were your first impressions when you fired this baby up? Because Suzuki's pretty pleased about the motor.
They are pleased. I think they squared the motor up quite nicely with those big pistons and short stroke, and they got into a compact but fat package that's going to be a real heavyweight contender, I think, on the cruiser market.
I know you couldn't wait to crack the throttle, because even as we were riding through town, you were hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Lots of torque?
Lots of torque. The torque is unbelievable in the way, like, you just crank her on, it just jumps up and starts going. And then you can also use that to slow you down too, right? When you back off. So that's why I was fooling around in town.
Yeah.
Just getting used to the bike right away before we get out on the highway.
Well, Suzuki spent a lot of time making sure that the engine felt right and sounded right. Did you like the sound?
The sound's got a nice little bark to it. It's very pleasing. It's not, overdone. It's not too loud. So I think it's right at the top of the mark. And like I say, that motor is just a real nice V-twin motor. I think it's a maybe raised the bar for the heavyweight cruisers, right?
Really?
Because with 127 horsepower, this bike really shows it. I mean, I enjoyed third gear as much as fourth and fifth, because you could back off fast, you could pop her up, and I could just catch up with a group of bikes that we were riding with. So
yeah,
it was just like a fun thing for me this morning, anyways. And I'm looking forward to this afternoon.
Yeah. What about the styling of the bike? Like, this is definitely a power cruiser. It's not a custom cruiser. So, what do you think about it? I mean, it certainly looks like a big piece. It's impressive. It
is a big piece, and some of the pieces are big, like the bars, the big beach bars on here. Look at that beefy front end on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't get that on a regular cruiser anymore. So, and then we come back to the back tire. I'm watching all the bikes go down there, nice big fat tire on there, and
yeah,
everybody's just really pulling along and rolling along real nice.
Most power cruisers are designed to go down to the ice cream parlor, do a boulevard cruise, and back home. How was the riding comfort? The
comfort was there.
It's a pretty big saddle.
It's a good size, and you can move back a little bit. It's limits to how far back you can get, but from my height and everything, it seemed to work out really well.
Yeah.
I might want another riding position for the pegs. They're nice up the front for cruising, but then sometimes in those tight corners you want to get back and tuck her in a bit more. So
yeah,
I might take an option and put some other pegs on the back or on the side here. So.
How did you like the cockpit layout with the tachometer up here? Was it good for you, the mirrors and everything?
Yes, I really like the tach up there. It's an added feature, of course. I would like the speedometer maybe up there as well, because sometimes you have to take your eyes off the road to see just how fast you are going, because you don't believe you're going that fast.
Yeah.
Especially with the power of this bike. And the mirrors were rock solid. You could easily see behind you. In good position too, so you didn't have to move your shoulder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were right there, so it's nice having the nice wide bars, and it sure handled well with those bars.
Anything you didn't like?
Not so far. It was everything I was expecting and more, and I was quite happy with the whole bike today.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us today, Len.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day riding.
My friend.